had to name your personal core pillars, the filters that you come back to when things feel messy or loud, what would you say makes communication impactful or stick beyond the noise or the trends and the tools? What would be your four pillars or, the foundations of what you believe in?
Hmm. So okay, I can give you like an answer with communication pillars, etc., and what we learned. But one thing, if I had to tell you, which will be a good takeaway for anybody. I read Simon Sinek quite a bit. You must have heard of him. So he writes about the power of why. So it's the purpose, and like I speak about this very often about how I believe in communicating with purpose because I genuinely believe that, and LinkedIn is one place that's helped me bring that together, right? So if you're anchoring your communication in the why, everything else flows. We are half of the time not clear on what that why is. So if you're combining your purpose with authenticity, which is to you just stay real, not just right, but you have to stay real, bring your authentic self. And of course, be open to adaptability always because you're moving with context. So I think these three things, starting with purpose and authenticity and adaptability, whenever I'm like at loss of, okay, where is this message going? Or if it's too overwhelming, I look at these three things to anchor me back. And these filters really help me navigate.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant, right? Because asking those root questions every single time, it can, I think, get clarity to the chaos that may be around. I'm curious, did that set of instincts come together slowly over time, or it was like a eureka moment where you just realized, oh, wow, this I've nailed this.
Well,
This is what I will do.
yeah, I don't think anybody will ever tell you that they nailed it or there was a eureka moment. Even now, it's
Try, I
constant.
can try. It makes for viral content. I saw a tree and I realized that look at
Yeah,
the
that,
roots,
that
look at the trunk, look at the leaves. Yeah.
I don't think that'll be authentic though, honestly. Back to our comms pillars that we spoke about, like when you're of course in a working environment and you have so many crisis situation, missed cues also. It's not nothing will always happen where you don't find trouble. And that's where you actually learn the hardest lessons. And that sort of helps shape where the pillars come from. But I also have to say that motherhood has really sharpened it for me. It taught me that
Yeah.
listening, timing, and intention, they matter a lot more than just perfect words. So that's where the whole aspect of authenticity also comes in.
Yeah, I think nobody ever talks about, I mean, maybe people do, how, what a learning experience motherhood is, right? I mean, apart from the love and empathy and compassion and
Which,
patience, it just, like, there's never better schooling than becoming a mother, right? I mean, what all that you
absolutely.
learn, what all you thought you knew, yeah, it all goes out of the window. And I think I feel like a different person. I would have never thought that I had this amount of patience or I had this amount of, I don't know, resilience. But yeah, I think we tend to surprise ourselves. Motherhood is a good one. We were talking about authenticity, and it is considered to be the holy grail. And as you said, right, sometimes we cannot, I mean, if you're doing a couple of things but we're not being authentic, sometimes it loses its entire purpose.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's also a hard one to nail. It's hard to stay real when you are editing out everything that could be off brand. It's hard to be real when you know that maybe you will not be well received, amongst a set of people or amongst a set of audience that you are reaching out to. How do you personally keep the alive and kicking in the message?
Hmm. So, like it's actually not that hard. Like I will just like put it through the lens that would I say this to someone I care about? And if not, then certainly it needs to be rewritten. So, like there have been times where I have to write more in terms of what the moment needs rather than how I personally feel. But I've never written anything or said anything that I don't believe in. So, that authenticity, if that's a core pillar for you, that will always play a role in anything that you do. So I guess that's something that you always need to fall back on because if it's not authentic, nobody will believe you. So even your effort goes to waste.
Yeah, and people are sharp, right? People get to
Yeah.
know if you are faking it. So, I mean, you need to give them credit. And I really like what you're saying because I think the core needs to remain solid. The trimmings around it, the way you project it, your tone, everything can change according to. But I think the core of it needs to stay like solid for it to really land.